for a hot minute. They can get mad at me. We letting this ride for a hot minute. They can get mad at me. I got Ron's in the building. Poe in the building. Yeah, yeah. I ain't even set up Lucille yet. Yo. Mic check, Roz, holla at him.
Check.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody been this bad since Mike Jack in that black leather jacket and pants looking immaculate. Looking like a bag of that money that I've been stacking. I rap, but I probably should dance gripping
We
my
letting
sack.
this ride for a minute. I don't care if my intro too long. Suck my dick, sucker. Welcome on that bullshit podcast. We in.
Yeah! Hot, sicker than your average. I'm Microphone Jackson. Created in my last
YouTube, what up? We in.
This is what I'm looking for. Flowing out this world. I'm about to dance backwards. Got Mike popping up in his casket. Right. Ain't no stopping, hop in my way and get your ass kicked. Between the Mac and the gas truck with a Mac struck. Yo, I'm that lit. That's it. Bad in it.
Yo. What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Trendsetter Press, man. Welcome on that bullshit podcast where anything can be and or will be bullshit in my book. That's sports, entertainment, movies, albums, artists. I got my nigga Rise in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
This ain't your first time here.
Nah, of course not.
First time on
I ain't even a guest here no more.
Nah.
I come knock, one courtesy knock and then open the door now, right?
I don't even think you knocked this time. I think you just walked in. I just see you pull up and say, hey, yo, just pull by Big Brenda and just walk in.
Right.
Oh, shit, man. How everybody feeling? Paul, what's up? You alright?
I'm good, man. What's cracking, man?
Hey, man. What a cracking act. Got that bitch downstairs. She watching the game and shit. It's all good. She's keeping the score. I don't need no more anyways. This AA shit got a nigga. Yeah, that shit intimidating, man. Like
intimidating who?
Man, well, not intimidating me.
Yeah,
but
of course, that's what I'm saying.
Like, yo, they be asking questions. I be like having to really think about that shit. And then I be on my Thug Tupac shit. Be like, man, fuck the world, my nigga. I'm
stand up, say yeah. Out of nowhere, somebody asks you a sentimental question.
Hey, nah, man. Yeah, so your boy about to start doing classes.
You really be thinking he embody like Tupac and YG,
bro. Facts. Hey, we gotta throw my nigga DMX in there too, bro. Like, X my niggas. Like,
yeah, I was
let
about
me
to
get
say,
my growl on.
You said YG. He go back to LL.
No, I know that. No, I'm talking about his attitude.
Oh, yeah. YG got a bad influence on my life. Yo, I don't know how heavy you listen to the podcast, but last week, I got suspended from work. And on the way to work, I was listening to YG Stop Snitching. And I literally was like, nigga, I ain't saying shit.
And he had to go to work to write a report on what happened, why he getting suspended.
Wow. And you blaming YG for all that? We ain't gonna blame YG for that, Joe, bro. That's you.
Oh God, bro, I swear I blame YG for my DWI.
Cause you want niggas. Cause every time you got drunk and left, stay dangerous. That was shit.
You're exactly right, because I caught you outside the hookah bar one time and you was like, yo,
stay dangerous. Ain't
no safe. We stay dangerous now.
Exactly.
I'm like, yo, dog, calm down. It's like Tuesday, dog. We good. You know what I mean?
Bad influence on my life, man. But nah, man, how everybody feeling? Everybody weekly good?
Good.
It's crazy how timing works out, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Right.
It's crazy.
It's what? I mean, the time is 8:34, and we, of course, did a week's worth of stuff between 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock now, and finally getting to what we actually had planned for today, right?
We here.
Yeah.
Time is money.
We all had all type of other stuff going on, and, you know, we here.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay consistent. I ran away from work today. I was like, yo, just don't look back, my nigga. Don't look back. Man, I ran into the boss, man. He was like, have a nice one. I said, oh, shit, nigga, where you come from? Yeah, that's just Bear outside. That nigga gonna be chilling.
I thought you was about to say, yo, the boss said, yo, where you going?
Nah.
We had something else for you to do,
nigga
right?
know 4 o'clock, don't ask me shit, time to go. Don't ask me shit, it's time to go.
No doubt.
I ain't gonna lie, 3:45, I was like, I'm going home, bro, fuck this shit. And I'm off tomorrow, I'm going home. My boss said, what you doing? I said, I'm going home. I beat you here today, I'm going.
Out.
So you know how we do, man. We just talk about it pretty much any and everything. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna get into you. We also gonna get yeah. R.I.P. John Singleton. That's definitely what I definitely want to start at.
Man, you started deep.
Yeah, well, not necessarily deep because I don't want to kill the
wrong
mood.
with
I don't want to
that.
kill
Yeah,
the
nothing wrong with
vibe.
that.
But the way that I recover it is this how we do this. You give a little quick moment of silence for, you know what I'm saying, the legend.
Sure.
All right then. I don't know how long you're supposed to wait, but all right then.
A moment, man. Whatever a moment is for you, that's a moment, right?
Anyways,
Right? Yeah, that's cool, right?
Anyways, so with that whole thing going down, man, it's crazy because I think it was his mom that said that she wanted like a lot of youngins to go get checked out, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Just, and me personally,
cholesterol, high blood pressure, stuff like that affect the black community for sure.
Like when I read that, I thought about it and I was like, damn, yo, it's been 2 years since I've been to the, you know what I'm saying, the doctor, even though I've been trying to get in, but work pays the bills. Going to the doctor pays his bills.
Right. I'm
so
paying
who
him.
bills is I'm paying first? Mine, my nigga, fuck him. And that nigga probably ain't doing nothing but lying anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm being.
Health is wealth. Health is wealth. If your body isn't able and ready to go and your arms don't lift and your ticker ain't ticking, you ain't going to work, right? But we not gonna go.
Nigga, that's a whole nother check. Nigga, I want that nigga to tell me my ticker ain't talking. Hey, nigga.
I knew you was going with that. I knew he was gonna throw that shot.
I'm going straight to the boss lady like, hey, yo, doctor said my ticker ain't talking, and we need to get the rock and keep the meter going.
I'm clocking the fuck out.
Yeah, and I'm on my duty.
As soon as I said it, I said, man, he gonna look at that check.
I'm about the money, man.
Yeah,
but no, back to John Singleton. What's your favorite? Who did that shit? I fuck with it. I fuck with it 100. I fuck with it 100. Phone's on silence, please. Now watch my shit go off in about 20, 30 minutes. I hate this shit.
Let me put mine on silence real quick. All right, we good. Back to John Singleton. What's up?
Back to John Singleton. Man. What's your favorite John Singleton movie? Fun fact, yo, John Singleton was 23 when he first directed his movie.
Facts.
Don't ask me what that movie was. Was it Higher Learning? Anybody know?
I don't know what his first movie. That's something to look up. You know?
Boys in the Hood?
What was his first one?
Boys in the Hood.
It had to be because Ice Cube was in the second joint. That might be right. That might be right.
Boys in the Hood.
Was
Ice Cube's first time? He the one that got Ice Cube in.
Exactly.
I don't think that was his first movie. But all y'all got phones.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying Ice Cube was in Higher Learning as well.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So, but you saying Boys in the Hood?
I don't think it was Ice Cube's first movie. I don't think
was it okay?
All right, so I mean, to answer your question, my favorite.
And this is for the room, man.
I'm an '80s baby. I'm from '85, so Boys in the Hood for me was like the embodiment of everything. It had every aspect of the music and the urban culture that we was listening to at the time.
Yeah.
It had every aspect of that put into a visual and then took it further. The one thing that everybody's sharing right now from Boys in the Hood, because it's the popular word right now, which is not a problem for that, but it's that gentrification clip, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you hearing since Nip and, you know, Jay, since he been on his woke things, and, you know, a lot of other artists is on the woke tip, you hearing that term gentrification. Well, Singleton, way back when,
been on it.
He already had a clip that explained it from top to bottom, and
Boys in the Hood was the first film they do.
And it was them Boys in the Hood.
I need this nigga here every fucking week. Hey, what you do on Thursdays around about this time?
He here.
Hey, niggas be bashing me online. They be like, nigga, that shit ain't right. Nigga, you need to fact check.
That's cool. That's where we at, though.
But we
do
bullshit,
so I don't care about
We do throw the disclaimer that we don't be fact checking shit.
We do.
You can fact check after. It's fine.
Disclaimer.
Right.
But bullshit.
Remember, I used to fact check before we was using my phone to record.
I ain't gonna lie, man. My favorite, and I may be a little biased, man, was Poetic Justice, man. I just fuck with Pac. Y'all know my energy for Pac, man. I think I need a big ass picture of Pac. Everybody comment on the Batman shit. I need a big ass picture of Pac right there.
You should. You got the nose ring.
For Pac, you know what
I
I'm
know,
saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I about forgot it was there and shit. But yeah, man, R.I.P. John Singleton, man.
Also, man, people don't realize how much he put hip hop into movies. He gave Ice Cube his first role. He gave Janet Jackson one of her first roles.
Yeah. Well, she came up on a sitcom, so.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I said leading.
Okay, gotcha.
He gave Tupac a big role. Tupac had a little small stuff in there. Tyrese.
Absolutely.
Snoop.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not only that. Not only did he get those artists, but before he gets the auditioning and picking who he wants,
he already has them.
Right.
He writes. So when he writes, of course, he has to be a big fan of music and hip hop music because everything he's writing about.
For them.
Not just that. Let me go a little bit further than that. What he's writing about is a bar put into a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nas might have said something to me that spoke to me in a bar. A bar only lasts a millisecond, right? He took it and made it 5-minute clips per each bar.
Right.
So it was like, yo, the explanation behind everything that he put, man, it was so amazing. And one thing that I want to say is everybody that's watching this, listening, and just feeling the energy right now, go back right now and watch all that man's movies, watch all his clips.
Videos.
They timeless.
Michael Jackson, remember the time?
Remember the times he directed that joint, which
Y'all
is
do
to
know
me.
Tupac was supposed to play Jody, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But that's the greatest music video of all time. If you feel that there's a greater music video, please put it on the table. There's no greater music video than Michael Jackson's Remember the Times.
Oh, no.
And I'm even putting that up against all Mike's videos.
That's the one with the gold and all that.
That's where the Egyptians were. That's where the Egyptians had melanin in their skin and not that other. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Lisa Ray was in that shit.
He had Magic when Magic was Magic. He had Eddie when Eddie was like. He had
the costumes was ridiculous.
Yeah. And it was like the real depiction of what each of those posters look like.
Exactly. Facts.
And what you were saying about with the bar thing, which is why if people really listen to Ice Cube, it made sense for him to be in Boys in the Hood and Higher Learning.
Absolutely. Because Ice Cube, obviously, we all know this in this room, but for the people that don't know, Ice Cube was a writer for a lot more than what said Ice Cube. Right?
Yeah.
A whole lot of folks,
Mm-hmm.
use something that Ice Cube wrote for them, but not only that, but he influenced a lot of people. Cube is a lot bigger than a lot of times we give him credit for, but not just in the rap, because rap is a capsule. He went so far beyond all of that.
And I also want to say, like,
based off his
I think it's terrible, what happened that he passed. But for people that going back watching his movies and seeing some of the Ice Cube stuff and start looking into Ice Cube, because a lot of kids nowadays know Ice Cube from Are We There Yet?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's,
to think like
we know Q from
No
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Hey yo, that's the hardest.
That's the hardest diss song.
That's the hardest diss song
in history.
Oh
bro.
yeah. I gotta give it to that. And I'm a crazy Nas fan.
I'm a big Pac fan. I'm sorry that him up is tougher than that Nas shit.
There is no diss track. I ain't gonna go at him right now. There's no diss.
Don't do me like that.
I said right now.
Okay.
Right now. First of all, there is no diss record better than No Vaseline.
Not at all.
No Vaseline is at the top of that pyramid to me. You know what I'm saying? And everything falls under that now.
That's the blueprint for diss records, bro.
It is. Easy. It's just, that's one of them joints where you say, yo, I don't like them, they don't like me, just turn the beat on and I'm going.
It was really personal though.
It was.
Extremely personal because it was...
It was like, damn, ain't for the muscle.
It was his own crew.
Yo, those was your homies.
That was his own crew.
They came in
that other shit be fake. That was real.
Yeah, that was real.
That was
all
real.
real.
Like,
we can even...
I can't kill you, so...
I gotta do you like this.
I gotta do you dirty.
People argue that, and I personally...
Hey, yo, I'm running the bars through my head, yo. That nigga
Bruh,
said MC Ren Dick is smelling like...
He just went in. He told whatever the engineer was right there.
Press play, my nigga.
He just said, yo, turn that on.
Hell yeah.
I got something to say.
Why he trying to do that?
All right?
Here's what they think about you.
Hey, yo.
He might not even have no paper or nothing with it. You
Like,
feel me?
niggas like, bro, I got it all right
Press
here. Let's go.
play. And I got something
to say.
Yo.
And like my brother said, it's personal. we argue like, all right, so I always say that the Nas and Jay-Z beef was the biggest beef of all time. And the reason why, let me explain to you why. The reason why it's the biggest beef of all time, because Nas started over here, Jay started over here, right? Their careers, hold on, listen to me for a minute.
I'm listening.
Their careers build to a point where if you was listening to both of them at the same time, you knew that line was about him, and you knew that line was about him, but they didn't say nothing to each other.
The whole time.
They both survived Pop dying, Big dying. Dudes coming, dudes coming.
Beef. They brought it like these. It wasn't just a rap battle.
Exactly.
They did that.
They really built up to a point where it was like, all right, now that's enough. And then when Jay dropped, for one, Jay's best album to me, and my brother will tell you this, I was not a big Jay fan.
I'm not a Jay fan.
Let me explain to that. However, that Blueprint album is his best album.
He about to shoot me.
Yeah,
he about to shoot me.
Listen to me.
You gave me the death stance.
Listen to me. Blueprint is the best album that Jay-Z ever released, in my opinion, right? Mm-hmm. Very creative, top to bottom. Every bar was on point.
There's a lot of hits on that one, but mine's is Reasonable Doubt.
And I can't be mad at you for that. It's something I can argue about. However, that Takeover joint, that joint will kill anybody. If that joint drops, you don't even spit a verse after that, because nah, bro, we don't even want to hear you. Because everything he said about Nas in that joint was total facts, and even his hardest core fans was like, let me say this, because I can say this on camera. My manager is a relative of Nas. Okay? Not from him directly, but I'm around some of Nas's family. Again, I'm comfortable saying this on camera. Everything's fine, right? And on the microphone. Okay? There were people in his family, and I know this ain't too hard to believe, but people in his family that love him to death. Not the people that's fourth cousins that say, I should be there. No, that thought at the time, told me to my face, thought at the time, yo, I don't know what cuz gonna do about this, or I don't know what Nas gonna do about this joint, man. He came at him.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Nas was able to respond and we respected it enough to say, yo, we didn't expect that from you. So now at this point, all you fools can argue about which one was better. It don't matter. Both of them eating, and you know what I'm saying. And of course, what they did with it was what we wish Big and Pac was able to do with it. Now we able to see them, the pinnacle of all this. And I don't know if, and let's continue now. We gotta talk about Jay. What Jay just did was major. What Jay did with him and Nas performing together, that song of where where Jay sampled his voice off of The World Is Yours.
Yeah.
For them to perform that joint together, bro, that is, for a dude my age that lived through when they was both over here and built up to the beef and came back there.
Use that as one of the bars. Like,
that is the most amazing thing that you could actually.
Jay just brought Cam out, right?
Cam and Jim Jones.
Yeah.
And I ain't even speaking to that because Cam was on he had beef with Nas, remember? Mm-hmm. And he had beef with Jay, and Cam is big enough at the time, was big enough to hold his own in his own lane. He wasn't somebody that we said, of course, lyrically is a different consideration, but he wasn't, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's not a person at the time we thought, yo, he ain't on the level to be beefing with Jay or beefing with Nas. Nah, he was at enough level to be able to beef with them.
Who, that Cam?
Yeah.
At that time, that Cam was one of the most influential people in the industry.
Facts.
Dipset, period. They whole
Dipset.
Dipset at that time.
Trajectory of how people did everything.
You still got rappers coming out today talking about they
the way
influenced
people
by
dressed, all that.
Let me plug this in real fast because I know you a big Wayne fan. I know you a big Wayne fan.
Everybody love Wayne.
I love
Except
Wayne.
I'm not a big Wayne fan. I'll say that on camera proudly and on mic.
I'm not a fan of Wayne now.
You said it last time.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But I'm not speaking to
But
that.
I know
Hold on,
why.
wait. Let me go.
I know why.
Let me go to my point
No
though.
one cares about fans.
Let me go to my point. Let me go to my point. The point is more productive than that.
Where we can go on the day.
Okay. Dipset influenced Wayne. Wayne is the influencer of almost the entire industry right now.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's
whether we like it or not, but Dipset fed him.
Yeah.
Cam is Dipset. So you got to give Cam his respect of where he came into this game at and what he influenced and what he pushed on the people.
Now, I just want
The
to.
swag
I
of it
just
all
want
was
to.
more even though Joel was going to keep it a band with you though. Like this.
Yeah, because that was
That's
Joel.
true.
That was his
That's
man.
true.
All of that, which
That's-
was his influence, but Joel's swag.
I don't
was
think
more
Cam
like
had a
the
lot to do with the Wayne and Cam
He was,
thing.
you could
Oh,
tell like
wait,
Jada
wait,
and all
wait.
of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Both of those are true. However, Jadakiss had a line. He said, "If something happens when you in charge, you were to blame." The flip side of that is, if something happens when you in charge, you also get the praise.
Ish.
Facts.
Cam is in charge of Joel's. Cam, I don't know what conversations they had in the studio to create Joel's and Sam.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the boss.
Okay, I understand.
Bosses only talk to bosses, wake baby up. Is what Gilly said to Wayne, right?
Facts.
Exactly.
But not on some real shit. If you listen to some shit that
That
Cam
shit
had.
sounded fly and shit. I'm gonna keep it a band.
Oh no, that shit hard.
It sounded
That
cool.
shit hard.
Gilly's,
You see what I'm saying?
but when Gilly said it, it was like, ah.
Yeah. But then, but did he ever talk to baby? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
But I know, Cam had said it was time. Oh, Dipset going to the club. Joel's his verse wasn't tight for that song we was recording. He got to stay home and keep writing. So he made him work for the sound that he got.
Exactly. So I mean, we all understand the relevancy and the power that Cam had over that whole set.
I also want to throw out that Wayne also said he's coming out with an album soon.
He said what?
He's coming out with an album soon.
Well, I hope it's better than what the fuck he dropped last
I'm
week. That shit was
gonna say
so you
this.
just,
Just
Trash.
Yeah, I ain't
Carter
like it.
5
It wasn't
was trash.
But it was dated though. All shit was old.
I understand that.
Which is why I feel like the new album.
I don't
if
want
it's,
to hear a Wayne song.
If it's something he's actively recording now, it should
it's
sound
probably
better.
ahead
than
of
those-
everything that's out.
So
That's
what I'm
cool.
saying-
I give you that. But I do not want to fucking hear Wayne that I've not heard in years fucking singing. I don't want to hear that shit.
Fat. Hold on, because I want to hear what you got to say real fast.
Go ahead.
I want to hear what you got to say, and I want to speak to that. But go ahead, I want to hear what you got to say.
The Carter 5 was corny, like trash.
Yeah. I think
Seven
it was
tracks.
dated.
Seven
I'm
tracks.
not saying it's trash. I said I feel like
If you
it's
can
dated.
say that it's not trash and we know for a fact that it's dated, because Macman put that together from the music of a course of 5 years.
Right.
And
Facts.
so it's dope for the music that Macman put together. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's shout out to Macman for that.
My thing is,
Cohesively even.
Big
The
salute
tracks
to him.
after track. Hold up.
go ahead.
But lyrically, my nigga, you didn't listen to it.
I'm talking-
Wait.
When I say
Time out.
dated, I'm talking about sound wise,
You can't
production.
do that, right?
Wait, hold on.
Open
Let me
letter.
ask you something. Well, let me make some statements. One, that shit was too long. Two, Wayne has never had a
Because
20.
you
What
digested
was
how
that?
it's
25
coming
tracks?
down.
23? Wayne has never had a 23 track album. One. Two, if he would have stopped at 13, that album would have been fine.
I
Album
agree
of the
with
year.
that. I agree
Album
with
of
that.
the year.
Yeah,
But
I
everything after.
It wouldn't have been album
that
of
don't
the
make
year.
that be
It
album
wouldn't have
of
been
the
album of the year.
No.
Victory Lap dropped that same year.
It did.
We're
No,
not
but
going to
I
do that.
agree
But
with
I
you.
will tell you this:
No.
that shit Wayne dropped
Victory Lap
was
was
a disappointment.
whack.
It was highly anticipated, and that shit was a disappointment for a Wayne fan. I do not want to hear a Wayne that I ain't heard in years that was actually producing an album that was highly anticipated. That was
that baby shit and all of that on there, man. Like he said, he spoke on a lot
well,
of
the
that
Free
shit.
Weezy album was better than that.
It's
No. The Free
hard.
Weezy album was all original music, and it was way better than the Carter 5.
But what I'm saying is the important part to remember is that that's some shit that his man took from a whole catalog of 5,000 music songs.
So don't give me a playlist.
Yeah.
Don't give me a playlist. Give me an
That's
album.
That's what,
We didn't want.
That's exactly what he
A&R
did.
does, though. Essentially,
Give me
that's what
an
A&R
album.
does. He goes through the music and says, "This is what I think should be on this project."
So you fuck with
LeBron
Ryan
just did it. LeBron just did that for
For
2 Chainz. Yeah.
Hardest record.
All right, let me slow everything down. I do like the fact that we talking about beef.
And I do
But
want to
wait,
speak
wait.
to that too, but go ahead.
We about to switch the subject.
Wait 1 second.
All right,
Can
go
I
ahead,
speak to the
get
Wayne
on.
joint? Because I also don't like to leave things negative.
Yeah.
And when I say I don't like Wayne, it don't mean that I don't respect him.
I remember you set it up here before.
We know that. They don't know that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
respect Wayne. Obviously, I'm not going to
Right.
disrespect the man because he's a talented artist, one of the most talented artists to have
He a
ever lived
legend.
and breathe on the mic. He's definitely a legend.
He a legend.
Here's what I feel about that Carter 5 joint. And I'm gonna be short and choppy, but I'm gonna get to my points.
Yeah.
Alright. The Carter 5 joint, alright, it was only what, 5 years late?
Shit, 7, won't it?
Okay, right? Timeless music doesn't get outdated. Now, again, Mac May might have picked the wrong songs, and that's on him. It's not on Wayne. A lot of those songs he might have picked might have been the joints that Wayne wouldn't have picked.
Right. He
I
didn't
don't
even know some of the songs. He had to rehearse.
Of course,
But
because he's recording so much shit.
You wait, time out. You said You said something about Ice Cube. Damn, E, who's working for who? That's all I'm saying. Who's working for who?
Okay,
I don't need no nigga to tell me that I.
But it happened.
Wait. You're the artist, and I'm just a nigga that listen.
Sure.
You're an artist.
Sure.
How does your process go when you break down what you want on your album? And
no matter what happens before, at the very final second, I make all the final decisions.
And you telling me that Mac Man over Wayne? Now,
That's
no,
a
wait.
different conversation, though, bro.
That's a yeah.
Because he's far removed. He was far removed
Wait.
from the shit, from the whole shit that he was going through with the
with the Birdman shit?
I get that, but you can't be far removed from your project.
Let me can I please get back to the point, because I know what y'all are saying, and that's gonna go somewhere else. Let me just get back to this point real fast. Okay, so those songs themselves were not timeless, and of course we can blame Mac Man or we can blame Wayne for not saying, "Oh, bro, what you putting out of me real quick."
Right.
Regardless, he had enough trust for that man to be able to do that. It is what it is. We don't.
And that's where you coming from.
We wasn't sitting in that process.
Apologize.
Yeah.
No,
So we don't know that. Okay, but what I will say about that is definitely not Wayne's best work, not his second best work, not his third.
I think
best
it's his
work.
worst album. Out of all his albums, that is by far. If I was to sit down,
500 Degrees.
Wasn't that a mix? No, that was an album.
It was an album. It's not.
But in that era, I mean, I get what you're saying.
So let me go to this. Let me go to this real fast because
The Hall Wayne thing.
Let me go to this.
Hey, he on that M shit with it.
He's a purist. I mean, I get it. But the thing with me is that the thing you gotta remember with Wayne is pushing 40. He might influence the teens, but I'm in my early 30s. Wayne is definitely older than me.
Yeah.
And he's been in the game his entire life. So for him to release an album with that many songs on it, that's fairly normal for our era.
Me just on my bullshit. I'm not riding.
I was just in the studio just now, and my man the engineer was asking me. The engineer is a little bit older than me, but he's definitely experienced in the game. Has done stuff with Ross, Cleveland off dudes. He was like, "Yo, how many songs you plan on having on this album?" When I said 7 to 10, he clapped like, "Cool."
I would too.
He was expecting a dude from my era, my influence, and all that to say 15, 20, and then we might do 50 and cut it down. Nah, my dude, I got 7 to 10, and all them joints gonna go, and we're gonna decide anywhere between 7 and 10 and put him out. So I don't fault Wayne for which I only say that because you made it a fault that he put that many songs on the joint. I'm cool with that, whether we put that on Wayne, Mac, or whoever put the album out. It is what it is. However, when you listen down to the core of the music, we didn't need that. Wayne has enough bars, music, flowing through the veins of his body where he can say, "Yo, I recorded all that stuff, whatever. Yo, put me in the studio now. I got a bunch to say now." He could have recorded another album in a month and put out the card and said, "Yo, this is the Carter 5," and we all would have bought into it. And it would have been better than everything. I mean, y'all bought into it. I didn't buy into that.
Yo,
shout out to that song.
Wait.
I do like the track that he did with Swiss.
Why did he do that twice? He's done it before. That's why I'm saying that shit is not a good project. Don't give me a fucking song that you already fucking done, which you did better the first time.
I'll say this about
That's what I keep saying about all this new shit that's coming out.
I like that Swiss record.
Like, this shit was
But it
I like
happened
that Swiss
before.
record.
Swiss produced the
that's
original.
I wasn't there before because I don't follow dude like that.
But
I heard that joint and I was like, okay. And it's just like this. This is like this. Yeah, you know this.
I'm looking at the track list right now.
I know.
It's timeless, bro.
No, it's definitely not Thomas. I'm not gonna buy this Thomas. I'm not gonna buy this Thomas because everybody knows this shit was outdated. But that's not what we're talking
The
about.
fact that we talking about it and it was already outdated is timeless, bro.
Nah.
I'm still talking about it a whole year later.
Yeah, because
we're talking about Wayne in general.
That's because we're talking about that.
Y'all been talking about the Carter 5 for 10 minutes.
Time out. Can we just stop everything on a positive note? I ran into you
I
last week.
positively
Wait.
think
Stop.
That shit
I ran into you last weekend.
Uh-huh.
And you gave me some merch. and I gave you some merch.
That's a fact.
Can you come hop on the screen real quick? Just, I know you over there
Get out
sitting
the
there
way,
comfortably.
let him hop.
Yo, come here. Yo, look what he did to the hat, bro. Yo, no, show the camera. Look what your man's did to the hat. Hey, that shit cold. That shit cold.
That's big right there.
Hey, yo, I appreciate that. That shit's cold. That's how you network. That's how you combine brands. And we're going to definitely talk about some shit all scene.
Absolutely.
I got something.
But we got a
Tell you
lot
too,
of
Eric,
shit
too.
to talk about. And I know everybody got shit to do.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah,
going to be
that's
off this Wayne
Yeah,
conversation.
move on.
But you made a statement about beef and battle rap recently this week. Maybe last weekend, Cassidy battled Goods, and I watched the battle probably 2 or 3 times. I showed it to as many people that I could before we got started. We did not finish the battle, but a lot of people said that Cassidy got washed. I got a man in the building from Philly, something you didn't know. I got another man in the building from Philly, something you didn't know. Well, you did, but you didn't. Anyways, Pennsylvania's in the building.
West.
Yeah. I rep North.
Oh,
I mean, I was born in West, but I just
okay.
moved back from North.
We'll talk about it.
Anyways, Cassidy battled Goods. And me being a battle rap fan, or I wouldn't call myself a core fan of battle rap because I don't watch them shits every time they drop. I just watch them when it's my battlers battling. And everybody, before I even watched it, I wasn't really into it because one thing, I'm not cool on industry niggas going into that world. But Cass is one of those industry niggas that can definitely go into that world.
Oh.
And I've been to a battle rap live, and first things first, when you are the last battle or you are the main event, the crowd's drained, the crowd's ready to go. It's a long damn process because you got about 4 or 5 battles and shit. And when you get there, everybody's tired, ready to go, thirsty, hungry. Niggas ready to go.
Sure.
I felt like Cass, out of all the niggas that have came from the industry to jump into that world of URL battle rap, was by far the best. And I love Joe Budden. One reason why I fuck with this.
His shit was trash.
His shit
I fuck with Joe
wait. The battle was trash. But he was not trash, in my opinion, on the Joe Budden versus Hollow the Don. Joe Budden was up 2. I had the battle 2-1. Flat out. Joe Budden, 2-1. That's not me being biased. Because I fuck with Hollow. LOM. Loyalty over money. That's some shit I say to the niggas on the street. I fuck with Hollow. But bars? That nigga Joe Budden won. But what made him lose was when the nigga dropped the mic. You can't do that in battle.
If they start booing, you don't say, I'm going to put the mic down and keep booing.
No, that nigga said, if y'all don't stop booing me, if y'all going to continue to boo me, I'm not going to rap. And they kept booing him.
Continue to boo.
And that nigga laid the mic on the ground. Automatic forfeit, you lost. I'm a big boxing fan.
Exactly.
I'm a big boxing fan. So you literally... Exactly. So me,
want to keep going.
Big boxing fan, I'm like, nigga, you threw in the towel. You were winning, you forfeited. But Cass held his own. Cass, I gave the first round to Cassidy. I hate the fact that it was long. When it come down to this battle rap shit, most of the rounds are 3 minutes each person, 2 minutes each person, maybe a minute and a half each person. Cass went over like a motherfucker. This motherfucker was on goddamn, apply pressure too? That nigga was going in. But he was spitting bars. But the thing is, you can't be Conor McGregor and go into Floyd's world. You can't do it.
Right.
And that's what he did. And knowing that Cass had bars, people, they gave him his props. But at the same time, once you lose that energy's lost. And you started watching it. Mm-hmm. How did you feel about the first round? I know you seen bits and pieces of it. You seen the first round.
I seen enough.
Okay, so give your opinion of how that battle went.
So about the battle. First of all, the verse that Cassidy spit first is the best verse in the entire battle.
Yes.
There's bars within that if you just gotta take one and put one against one and we cancel out everything else, Cassidy won.
Yeah.
But battle rap isn't judged like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't judged like that.
Facts.
Boxing ain't judged like that. We don't just say, yo, the seventh round was the best round and Bull won it, so he won the fight. We don't do that.
Exactly.
Cass's mistake, or maybe not, it wasn't even a mistake. Where Cass went down was continuing to go. And let me go back to it. Let me go back to not necessarily the battle rap, but just to shout out Jay. One of my most favorite Jay lines is, "A wise man said never argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who's who."
What you got from Kevin Lyles?
What you got, right. But the way he put it in that takeover joint, when he was really he wasn't talking to Nas from that line. He was talking to all them other peons. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all paying attention to the wrong shit.
Yeah. The thing about Cass, all Cass had to do was really be as arrogant as he deserves to be.
Exactly.
Spit that first verse and say,
I'm done. Suck
I'm
my
done.
dick, sucker.
Boom, cool.
Spit your trash.
Boom. Spit all your trash, because that's one of the last things he said. He said, spit all that trash you wrote. Cool, I'm done. I'm Cass, whatever. I got 5,000 victories. Even if you chink my armor right now, it's nothing to me, for real. Cass, standing there, as an artist, I understand this, standing there, he's listening, and in his mind of minds, he had to think, dude got it right now. He got
crowd reaction. That's what we call it. Crowd
He's
reaction.
saying what he got. All right, cool, and all that's part of battle rap. It ain't just the bars.
It ain't.
You come up there, but you gotta deliver.
And
You gotta
Cass,
have a move,
I
the
know he's
sound,
gonna finish
crowd,
it,
all that.
but the second and third, Cass lost that. All that.
I
heat
seen
that
enough
he-
for the second and third to see, to hear the crowd booing. And the thing about that is, if your audience ain't captivated, you're not doing it.
Let me ask you a question. He's nice, I know. Did Goods kill it though?
Goods was battle rap goods. It didn't
That's what
even
he's
matter.
doing, is
But
what
no,
I'm asking, yeah.
you can't step into their world. I just feel no. Fabulous is the nicest nigga that I really fuck with, that I feel can step into that world and still get smoked 3-0.
Right.
Flat out. Why? Because I feel he'll lack delivery. He's
Right,
too
he
smooth
that
for
beat,
it.
yeah.
He's too smooth
Yeah.
for it. The beat saves him.
I feel like Fab would do that though.
But
He might be able to. We ain't seen him, but he might be able to.
Are you big on battle rap?
Absolutely.
Let's put Fab against Charlie Clips. Fab will get smoked. Fab will get smoked.
He in their
3-0.
world. I get what you're
Exactly.
saying. You in
he will
in
get
their
smoked 3-0.
No,
And
Fab
the
got
thing
a lot of
is,
charisma.
Goods had so much
Fab
shit.
leads the league in balls.
Goods had
Fab leads the league in balls and consistency.
But once again, it's not all about
Different.
bars.
But
It's
let me
delivery.
get to it, though.
It's
Let me get to it.
punchline.
Fab has always flowed on anything, and he has a delivery. Like he can, bro. Like,
Charlie will.
However, the thing about it is the delivery for a battle rap.
That's the only thing about these conversations. They always
Exactly. But
We gotta
see, with
get to
battle
it.
rap, they can say some shit smooth as fuck and then just come in with a
Well,
mad
but because the thing
Right.
about battle rap is battle rap more leans towards like spoken word poetry. You
Right.
actually can pause on lines and
but
stuff
even-
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that pause
Yeah.
makes the build up.
It
I
makes
feel
the build
like
up.
Fab would be so smooth just saying what he gotta say.
So the
people might not even catch everything that he's saying.
Exactly.
Exactly.
When I'm
That's
saying- when I'm
that's
saying
how I
Fab,
felt
I'm
about
talking about
Cass.
Fab's awareness of the culture too. Like he knows he has to step in and do it like that. Cassidy stepping in with too much arrogance. You see what I'm saying? Like,
No, he stepped in as a mixtape rapper. That's where he fucked
In
up
this
at.
joint, he started out.
No, I'm
He
saying
came
before.
in
I didn't watch the
before.
match. I'm talking about
Yeah.
before.
So
his approach was
because you
I got this. I'm Cass. I'm
First
gonna smoke
round.
niggas.
First round,
Because
he
you-
came
because
in.
you right.
First round, he came in with battle
I
rap
watched a lot of
mentality.
the
and enough arrogance.
He had enough arrogance. He came in with a battle
So it
rap
helped him
mentality.
first.
But after the
enough, yeah.
second round, like he said, once he caught that
He
jab
said
and that
something
overhand,
second half.
he was trailing the rest of the fight. And Goods was applying that pressure. And Cass, even though he had his guard up, Goods was still punching through
getting hit.
and still landing punches. And the thing is, Goods, he knew I don't have to be nobody else.
Right.
I have to be myself. And at the same time, I got so many weapons on Cass.
'Cause that's-
Because,
it
nigga, speculations, you fuck with trannies. You fuck with niggas that are so-called speculations, pedophiles, R. Kelly. That nigga put you on. The apple don't fall too far from the tree, so you a nasty nigga too. You see how you
Bars wise.
Yes. He had more than Cassidy could do. So Cassidy had to jump back in his bag and just stick to the gun bars and the dope bars.
Effective once somebody gets personal.
And another thing that Cass, well, it wasn't his fault, but the thing is, Cass went first. If Cass would have went second, I think everybody would look at this whole battle differently.
Definitely, because
but the crowd reaction,
what you gonna remember.
The crowd reaction was biased. But once again, I've been to a battle.
Could have changed that.
And the thing is, I prefer not just the experience of battle rap. Yeah, it's cool, but my experience, it was hot as shit. They was charging hella dollars for waters. I'm cheap as fuck.
You went to one of the battlegrounds joints?
No. I went to URL.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I took a picture with Smack, Charlie Clips, Cortez, Briz, Rothstein, T-Top.
I want to send a shout out to the AVL, because you know the AVL battles they do around here is real big, and we salute y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're not just saying that the URL is real, y'all real, because they do battle rap joints around here. It's really like
shout out to Karma Kills.
Karma Kills don't kill me, bro. I apologize. I'm on the cracking, bro. Relax. We good though.
So let me go back to the battle real fast, because my brother said something that was correct. He went personal. He started going to personal tabloids. He said something. He started the verse off by talking about you smoke crack and all of that stuff. All of this stuff, because Cass is so public, it's a whole lot of other things that people can say.
Anybody from the industry that jumps in that is gonna come like
that's
the
tabloids. I got so many tabloids. If I go into a battle rap right now, it ain't a bunch that you can look up and find on. It's a bunch you can find, look at me, but it ain't a bunch of dirt you can look up. Because people don't hate me enough yet.
Let me say, let's say if me and Price was the battle. I'm behind the scenes all the time. He talks this shit about what he does on the mic every Thursday. The only thing that's happened throughout his week, he exposes it himself. So if we were to rap, I can go personal as much as I want. He might say some personal shit to me, niggas ain't gonna catch it.
Facts, because they not aware of it.
Exactly.
Right. So back to Goods. Goods, in my opinion, and again, I'm a rapper, but I'm not a battle rapper. So if any rapper, if you're watching
this,
when
you good. Pull it. It got the extendo clip on it.
All right, listen. If Goods,
mouthpiece, my bad.
You know,
I couldn't see it, bro. He said pause. I couldn't see it.
I'm fortunate enough, and of course you know me, I'm fortunate enough to be in a good enough public view where Goods could easily hear my voice right now, and some of these people could easily see this. So I don't say this in a disrespectful way to that man. At the same time, I'm not a battle rapper. I'm a songwriter.
Bust your ass, Goods.
I'm a songwriter. You will never write a better song than me. I know that for sure in myself. That's fine, but I'm not a battle rapper. I won't come into your lane. You know, if you come into mine, it is what it is. However, I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I only say that to be a disclaimer to what I'm getting ready to say. None of Goods' lines to me, not none.
No, I feel what you're saying.
Most of Goods' lines that the crowd was reacting to the most was, that was alright lines. And if he's a true artist and writer, he'll know, damn, they reacted to that joint. They ain't even react to the joint that I really had. Just like an artist, we know as an artist, I might write a song. This is a true fact as an artist. I might write a song that I know is the illest joint I ever penned.
Yeah.
And the people are gonna react to something more to something that ain't the illest thing I ever penned. That was the same thing for him. And you know, I assume he's a real guy, and you know, I have
Goods is not top tier.
I have nothing to say. Okay,
I disagree with you. Again, I'll take Goods over A-Verb any day. So if you feel
A-Verb, I don't feel like A-Verb top 10.
Okay, all right, well that's not a conversation we need to have. But
I don't
with Goods.
I don't know the top 10. I'm just judging off of what I seen just now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cass had the harder lines.
He did.
Okay.
But see, that's the difference of being in the venue, live, and then sucking up the juices, pause, on cam. Because you can break down the bars. You get the...
That's the conversation we was just having.
Yeah, you get the clarification of the bars.
Cass is a veteran. He had the perfect delivery that he's always had. The thing, and even Goods recognized it, because Goods even told him in one line, you just found your lane and stuck with that.
Yeah.
And you got where you got and you stayed there. Yeah, what he didn't say, what I read between the lines is, you didn't get any worse or better. You just
Exactly.
was there and you stayed there.
Yeah.
And
Where you was.
Like I say,
Yeah.
Cass used to really be my favorite rapper.
Facts.
And the reason he's not anymore is that reason. He
He
never
lacks.
grew.
He
That's
lacks.
not in his
He
new bars.
lacks. And this
I
is
was.
he lacks.
He's had the
gotta
same
grow.
flow forever.
Gotta
And
grow.
Cassidy
it only, and like
lacks.
you said, it works in a battle, not on
Exactly.
songs.
So
Cass, my thing is, because I'm in the same boat with you. At that time, I was rolling with Cass, then Wayne at one point in time.
So was I.
And my thing was, Cass, what did I say last week? How did I say it last week? Because I kind of want to get, we were talking about Los and Cassidy, and I said both of them lack they just lack, they do not do enough consistency. They lack consistency. And my thing is, for me to be a fan of you, I need more.
So let me say this, and I'm gonna put a story to it. So give me a chance to tell the story. Been fortunate enough to perform with Cass, and let me tell you how the situation happened. We were all at South by Southwest, Swisher House. Everybody knows Swisher House in this room.
Yeah.
Swisher House was having a reunion. They had and we in Austin, Texas. Everybody, if you know the independent music scene in Texas, you ain't got to blow but in Texas and you can live good for the rest of your life. You good. Them dudes make millions of dollars out their trunks. Right? So there's a bunch of dudes performing the whole, everybody's rocking songs we never heard before. Cass is there, my man Shred is there, David Collins is there. Originally it was supposed to be all the Swisher House, Shred, then me, then Cassidy. After Shred went, Cassidy came up and said, yo, I'm getting ready to go on. Of course, as an artist, I got a problem with that. He said, nah, I'm not going to just do, this is exactly what he said to me. He said, I'm not going to just do you like that. I'm not going to perform and leave. I'm going to rock with you so nobody gives you that disrespect. So anyways, long story short, he performed. Fortunate enough to stand right behind him. That joint was a dope performance. He went through songs. He went through classics on the radio, and he went through classics that we know just from listening to him.
Yeah.
And then the very last thing he did, he took his shirt off, and he said, bars is back. And he went in, and he gave it bars. And though the flow was the same,
Yeah, it's Cass.
and though the delivery was the same, we're listening to what he's saying. And because we're listening to what he's saying, he's talking in this verse. And I'm going to send you this video clip, because I've just filmed the video. Actually, shout out to my man Shrey. He filmed it, and I grabbed the video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the stuff that he was saying sounded like, that mature Cassidy. This is Cassidy that's lived through, done all of this, and now it's telling us about it. So even though the delivery was the same, it was still bars, it was still the same accent, the same slang, and all that. We're listening to what he's saying because he's telling us
You're
something.
appreciating greatness, just like he said with
So I'm not gonna
Pusha
say
T.
take form.
With Pusha T. You know what you're gonna get from Pusha T.
I'm gonna be honest, because I feel like people have slipped on the last couple of Cass projects that he's put out. That mature talk that you're talking about, he's making that type of music.
Yeah.
You just don't see that presence online when he talking and shit.
Facts.
All you see is the arrogant shit.
Facts.
If you know
What era are we in?
I'm not getting facts.
If you ain't clowning, you ain't
Trolling.
clowning. Speaking of clowning, I just want to keep on
Yeah, let's
moving
keep
because
pushing,
we
let's keep
damn
pushing,
near
let's keep
damn near pushing the hour already.
That's cool. Keep pushing.
Arrogance, dumb shit, online, boom. Hold on, I'm just trying to find my train of thought. We had a dumb bitch, and I'm gonna call her a dumb bitch, and I don't even like using that term, but we had a dumb bitch go in for clout and disrespect the mural of Nip Hussle. Now, I know you met Nip, and I know that you definitely wanted to run that, and I told you before we actually got on the mic that I was mad at you. And I told you I didn't want to talk about it until we got on wax.
Yeah, sure.
Why did you hold that verse about Nip when you went out to Cali? I know the story, I know, but I want the people to know. And my question to you is, with artists, why or how long do you hold music? And is it times that you regret holding the music that you don't let out?
Do you want me to start with the story or just go to the questions?
You on that bullshit.
Okay, so start with the story. I flew out to LA. I was doing some work with Freeway. Shout out to Freeway, my brother, Salaam Alaikum, brother. You know, big shout out to him and his health and all of that.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Doing great. Yeah,
Good.
So we flew out there. Free wasn't able to make it to what we was doing. So we just started kind of like sightseeing, going around LA and seeing things. And one of the things on the bucket list was the Marathon store. So we rode up to the Marathon store. As soon as I get up there, we pull in the parking lot and I see a silhouette inside through the glass that looked like Nip. And automatically I knew that was Nip. I said, oh yeah, we rolling in there. I walked right in the door as he was wrapping up something behind the counter. You know, just like a regular employee and a humble dude as he is. He was back folding up a shirt or something. So I walked up to him, dapped him up and said, yo, that Victory Lap album, the album of the year, but it's part of history. My exact words to him was, that's a part of history. And it's going to live on. He kind of dapped me up. We had a weird moment where we looked at each other like, yo, you kind of look like somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? And neither one of us said it, but we looked at each other like,
hey, yo, get this mirror out my face.
Yeah, like, bro, really?
Facts.
You know what I mean? But that was it. And then, you know, small talk, and then he hopped in his car, pulled off, and we, you know, supported his store. From there, after that whole trip, I wrote a song called California Dream. It was my dream to go to California, and that dream came true. You know what I'm saying? Go to LA specifically. That dream came true, so I decided to write about it. I wrote a whole story about how it begun and how it ended.
Speak on that timing though. Just the timing.
So I wrote the song right as I was going through. I was in LA for 5 days. I wrote the first couple bars day 1, the second couple bars day 2. You know what I'm saying? And eventually throughout the song, I wrote the last finishing touches on it, sitting in LAX waiting to, you know what I mean, come back home.
Yeah.
So I got back home, recorded the song, I heard it, and I was like, man, it's hot, but I wanted, it had a West Coast sound to it that wasn't the West Coast sound I was looking for. I was looking for G-Funk era, right? And I didn't have that yet. So I recorded it, but I sat on it. Of course, I'm not thinking at the time Nip is going to pass.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even sit there and take a picture with Nip. There's no video of me having this conversation with Nip, and we actually was in the midst of shooting a video. We paused it when we went into Marathon.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Wow.
Didn't even stop and ask him, man, yo, let's take a picture, none of that. Those are slight regrets, but it is what it is. It happened the way it happened. So anyways, the song was written, I recorded it. It wasn't ready yet. So I sat on it. As soon as he passed,
yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting back thinking about everything. And of course, it hit me hard. I'm not going to front. I know it hit everybody hard.
But
I know it hit everybody hard. I can only speak on myself. It hit me real hard. I couldn't look at the pictures. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't listen to the music. I still, to this moment, I used to listen to Victory Lap and all his other albums or mixtapes every day. I haven't really been listening to him since he passed because I can't listen to it
I feel you.
That's where I'm at. But I regretted a few things. And a few things I regretted was not having that song already out because, for one, I'll give you this small piece and tidbit.
That's what I was
My brother Hanif is a humanitarian and motivational speaker, right? He had a meeting set up with Nip for April 2nd. You know Nip passed 31st of March.
Yeah.
He had a meeting set up with him. He had already been communicating with people that advised Nip. Big shout out to Big Ooh. You know I love you and I'm gonna see you soon. I could have released that song and sent it right to Nip. And I know if Nip would have heard it, he'd have been like, yo. You know what I mean? He's a real guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to do none of that. He'll never have a chance to hear that song unless it's in the spiritual form. It is what it is. So yes, to answer your questions. One, I rarely hold on to things.
Okay.
I feel like when it's time for you to hear it, it's time for you to hear it. And I just did it, it's ready to go, boom. I held this because I knew I was preparing for something big.
Yeah.
I had in my mind, yo, I'm gonna come back and see Nip anyways, and I'm gonna have this whole joint ready for him, everything. Yo, shoot pitch to him, yo, might as well be in the video now. We recreate that whole moment, Didn't get a chance, so yes, I regret that. But no, I don't usually sit on stuff.
I regret that.
Shit,
Bro.
And now that song, although it is dope, and the crazy thing about it is I was thinking about this the other day and talking to somebody who's around him and saying really the only chance we got of getting a video of that conversation
was that day?
The store surveillance. Of course, that store surveillance is going to be tied up in so much.
Yeah.
legal stuff, you're never gonna get a hold of that. I know the date and the time in which this thing happened. So if we can get a hold of that footage, I can give you the date and the time when we get that footage. But anyways, that's what happened. However, California Dream is still gonna drop. It's still a hot song. It still says what it says, and it's still a true story all the way through. And you know, that's what it is. The marathon continues, as he says.
And the crazy thing is, man, when he passed, bro, I literally thought about you because, like, you do look like him. And the funny thing is, coming up, I said he looked like Snoop. You don't look like Snoop, but you look like
People
him.
have said that.
Yeah, like, but it's crazy how, like...
And the crazy thing is, it's not only that. I want to say this, and this is my time to at least plug and promote a little bit. My music that I do, you know, is very similar to Nip, but it's just from my angle, from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a Crip growing up in LA. Right. I was a dude that grew up on the East Coast. I took different routes. We cut from the same cloth, however, we just took different paths.
Yeah.
We're the same exact age. He was born in 1985, which is another reason I couldn't look at the...
I ain't gonna lie, you said you was 33. At first thing I thought it was.
I'm sorry,
right?
I'm sorry, 34. I turned 34 in January. Once you get into your 30s, you start forgetting what the numbers is. You just be like, yeah. You know what I mean? But anyways,
that nigga say, yo, we was like, I'm 27. He was like, y'all niggas old.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, nigga, don't tell me that.
One of the
26 until the birthday comes, man.
One of the things that burned into my eyes, into my vision, I looked at the picture of him sideways with the beard and the hair, and it said 1985 to 2019. That joint shook my heart, because I'm like, yo, that easily could be me.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, I'm a Muslim, and Muslim, we believe that death is a reminder to the people that continue living. I know I'm not giving it the exact hadith. You know, I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? But it was a quick reminder to me, and it paused me. It said, yo, I wrote a line right after that. The same day I said, I'm torn between getting back on my shit or falling back after seeing what just happened in Nip. Yeah. And that's exactly where I was. I was like, yo, do I want to go there? Or should I continue? Like, it was just in that space, because I'm like, wow, like,
how can... I don't mean to cut you off. I got
please
a question, man, because, like, do you fear the comparison? As you get bigger, do you fear that comparison?
No. Heck no.
As from the haters.
No. And here's why I don't. Of course, for obvious reasons, when you're being compared to people, and it's not just for looks, because a young boy, you know,
the game banging, like y'all music is completely different, but it's the same.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say comparison.
A young boy who I mentored, man, came to me. He was like, man, I was listening to Nip music, because you know the young folk, they know Nip interviews, but they didn't know his music as well until he passed. Like, this is what all the 18 and below, that's them. Really, it's probably 21 to 23 and below. They knew his interviews, him smacking the you know what I'm saying? They knew all that stuff. They knew he was with Lauren. They knew all of this stuff, and they knew. So when a young boy told me, he was like, yo, I was listening to Nip, and he reminded me of you. That was the flip. It wasn't that, yo, you remind me of Nip.
Yeah.
Yo, he reminded me of you. It is what it is. You're getting the message, you're getting the point, you're getting what needs to be said. And at the end of the day, if you are making that comparison, not just because of the look, but because of the content of the music,
facts,
that's not a bad thing whatsoever. At all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing at all. Siegel told me one time, he was like, yo, you are in a lane between J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. And at the time, you know how you are as an artist, you don't like being that same.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm in my own lane, but that's what he was telling me. That lane actually was Nip's lane.
Yeah.
It was Nip's lane, right? He was between those two.
Yeah, he was. Yo.
He was between those two, and unfortunately, we don't have him now. I'm sure he got a whole bunch of music that we're gonna hear, and it's gonna go crazy. But I also have a lot of music that I've been doing for a very long time. It's been on the page that I'm on. I got my perspective, and it's gonna come, and it stays in that lane, and it's exactly what Nip would, if he was here, say, absolutely, the marathon continues. Listen to him. He talking what, you know, when I was speaking, and it's a different perspective. Listen to bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm okay with that, and I'm even more okay with it because I had a chance and a moment to stand in front of him and tell him how much I respect him and his work, dapped him up, talk a little bit about what I do, but not forcing it on the situation. And it was respected, mutually respected. We ran on. At that point in time, the torch probably was passed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. The one time I met Nip, anything that you've seen online, literally what? Cause bro, alright, let me tell you, bro. He walked in the building. He had a white tee on, just and some shorts, right? High socks with the chucks on, bro. He walks in, goes, throws up the neighborhood, and then this is when Victory Lap came out. He was signing everybody's copy, and every person that came by, he gave them some free game, like so. He just like that, threw up his set and gave you some game, and that's everything Nip is right there.
Facts. Definitely a great dude, man. Great dude. Everything about it was great. Again, being Muslim, we look at death a little bit differently. We don't even really say somebody died. We say they met Mount or they were called back home. And we always say, to him we come and to him we return. That's inevitable. Everybody in this room has to die. Anything that's living has to die. It has to happen. It's just a part of, you know what I'm saying, your life. It doesn't stop there. We believe the spirit goes on. And wherever your beliefs take you from there, obviously you're welcome to believe and go there. So I feel like Nip did his job, did everything that he was supposed to do here, got it done. The music is bigger now than if he'd have worked for the next 5 years. God knows best. It's bigger now than it would have been in that 5 years.
Facts.
Right.
It is what it is, and now his work is beyond. He's going on to do what he is.
What else went down this week before we wrap up? What else went down? Oh, Schoolboy Q album dropped.
We gotta talk about Q's album.
Yo.
Fuck what Gus said. I fuck with it. You said last week.
Yo,
you said Gus said
I really want to hit that nigga Gus up, and I know Gus is listening.
Nah,
Gus.
You lied. Nah,
Gus,
man, I don't even trust you no more.
I don't
trust you no more. Nigga.
I don't think. Like, yo, he said the album leaked, and he was just like, yo, I don't like it. It's trash. I said, damn, bro. I said, how many times you listen to it? He said, I listened to it once. I said, yo, you know the rules with me when you talk to me about albums? You gotta listen to it 3 times before you can make a judgment on it. So, I'm listening to that shit every morning to work. Once I get off, I'm listening to that shit again after I listen to that YG. YG is dropping the motherfucking album tomorrow. But let's talk about Schoolboy Q album. Schoolboy Q album, it's dope. Definitely right now, top 3. I give it top 3 album of the year. Y'all know how I do. I constantly listen to these niggas' albums, and I know y'all like, okay, if that's top 3, then who's the top 2?
One of them is Chains.
I fuck with Chains. I fuck with Chains heavy, but you know me, I'm biased. I'm going my nigga Dizzy right at 1. I'm sorry, I'm biased. Dizzy at 1.
Chains has to be one of those 3 though. No?
But see, I listen to so much.
Absolutely.
Has to be.
Take a pause real fast.
Wait. Now, this might be crazy. And I'm just asking. I'm not saying this is my second one. But I also gotta go. My second one would have to be my nigga that signed to Eminem. That's another biased statement. Boogie. Westside Boogie. That nigga's album is good. Something for Everything for Sale. Yo, if y'all have not heard it, go listen to that album. The nigga can flow. He from Compton. The nigga can rap. He signed to Shady. I fuck with him heavy.
What's the name? Westside Boogie?
Westside. Well, you can go to Spotify and type in Boogie, and he'll pop up. It ain't gonna be Boogie with you just type in Boogie. Right. That shit's dope. But like I said, I listen to so many albums. So I would go, me personally, I would go Dizzy, I would go Boogie, and then I would go Q. But then after that, I would go 2 Chainz. I would go 2 Chainz, and then I would go. What's the nigga from the Migos? Offset album was pretty.
Offset was,
and I don't even fuck with them niggas.
That's what I was gonna say.
You had the best album out of the 3. This shit was solid.
More albums that you listen to. I don't listen to
say that again.
I don't listen to that many people. So
Yeah.
You probably listen to more albums.
But see, just with the
get
platform, I have to. Like, I've done listen to niggas that I didn't even want to listen to.
Offset,
there's certain people.
Yeah, Offset. Okay, so if we want to do mainstream artists, then yeah, I would go.
I know someone in there.
I would go. Like, I'm ready for 2 Chainz next album.
Right.
Because he said it's gonna be a concept album. And I think that's what I like most. I like more
Like he knows
concept
how to
albums.
put together a dope
And
project.
he can rap with the rappers, man.
Yeah,
we had this
absolutely.
conversation
Yeah,
before.
And that's
That
what I'm
nigga
saying.
2
Nobody can
Chainz
deny
is
that.
nice as
point.
fuck.
Yeah, and he dumbs down when he wants. He goes crazy when he wants.
Exactly.
No, he purposely. You said
Yeah,
that
he
you know,
does
he did the dumb down shit. And he said the Pretty Girls Like Trap music was his transitioning back to more bars, and that's what you know the new album was.
Yeah, and that's what I'm ready for. And I'm not like eliminating this album, but I know for sure when that album drops, that's what I'm gonna be bumping.
Copy.
But definitely Chainz definitely got he up there.
I don't know those drops.
So let me say this. Because I've been working on a project this year, I haven't listened to a lot of albums.
And I know that's your ritual.
Yeah, that's
what you do.
You don't want to sound like nobody. You want to be too.
I don't need nobody else to lead.
I feel you.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? However, when you're able to get through that wall that I build,
Yeah.
that's a pretty solid situation. Chain's album made it through that. And I'm going to say this also. I haven't ever in my life listened to a full 2 Chainz album before this point. Being honest. All right?
What was that? Pink Trap or some shit?
I haven't listened to
Pretty
anything.
Girls Like Trap music.
That 2 Chainz,
I like that too.
the 2 Chainz album to me is one of one. Now it's one of one to me because again I ain't listened to much other
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't see where you're gonna be better than that. He spoke on things that I felt like when it first came
Another
on.
artist.
Right.
Right.
When it first came on, that
Production,
Forgiven track.
Phil.
That
No.
Forgiven joint that he did with Marsha Ambrosius. Yo, that joint had me looking around like, yo, are y'all
It's
hearing this?
Chainz, right?
Is y'all hearing this right now?
I just want to throw one thing out for the mainstream people. Please stop going to Travis Scott for each other. And I love
Yes.
Travis. I love Travis.
That
I'm
is
a
the
big
only
fan.
song I hate on Spotify.
I hate
that.
Cause you're like
He has one sound.
when he locks in with you,
Yeah.
he comes up with some shit. But if you just like, yo, give me a hook, he gonna give you some generic ass shit. As I feel like he did. I feel like he did that with Q.
It's lit.
Like, all the shit
hate
said,
that
all
shit.
he said was chopsticks all the time, bro.
I
hate
hate
the
that
hook.
song.
I like the verses. Hook is trash. When was it 4 a.m. on Pretty Girls Like Trap music with 2 Chainz?
Yeah.
Hate that hook.
Did you hear the joint he did with Nas on Khaled's album?
Nas sounds out of place.
What you say?
No, Nas still can rap. He still sounds good,
No,
bro.
by all means. I'm letting you agree.
I always say I'll play some type features.
I wanted to throw that on the table just so
Yeah. Nas sounds out of place on that production.
But I felt that same way about his album.
No, we've had an argument.
I
about
know,
that
but that
I
album
love that
was
album.
not.
I love Travis.
No. I'm talking about the
Nas
Kanye
here.
shit.
You talking about
Oh,
Nas here?
Yeah, that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like that whole, I said it up here before, the whole Kanye experiment with good music, including Nas, was trash.
Oh, time out.
Thank you.
Let me stop
So
you
with
right
Divine
there.
Production beats?
Can I stop? No, I'm not talking about that.
Hold on.
Just
That
the whole-
Pusha T album,
Pusha T album was
is
the
one
only
of the
one.
greatest albums to ever be out. Period.
Man,
And he was very.
Greatest rap albums.
I was like,
That was Pusha T's album.
and he was definitely. I felt like
Shout out to
album of the year.
I knew it was coming.
I felt like album of the year should have been between Nip and Push
I mean,
for the Grammy.
Hey, listen. If you nothing competes with that victory lap, even
No,
before
I'm
you
just
pass.
no. I'm saying when you-
However, if there was anything,
That's what
J Rock's album came out.
He
the
had a
same-
great album. He
J
did.
Rock album was better than Victory Lap, hands down.
I ain't with it.
And that's 2 West Coast niggas.
I'm done. We done with this.
Hey yo, you know I understand. I understand the passion. I understand the love for Nip.
And
but
there's
we
a
don't
double
gonna
XL
be
version
right.
coming
I'm
together.
talking about
J
him
Rock
before
out.
he passed Victory Lap. We was looking at the Grammys like, yo, I can't believe he didn't win that Grammy.
Mind you, and I said this throughout the whole thing, even on Up in Smokes. I said, yo, fucking Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap dropped the first month and lasted the whole year.
It lasted this year, bro.
And
For
what-
I just no line. I just took it out of my CD player. I have a physical copy that's been in my car in the CD player for a year.
Before he passed, you
Yes.
put it in. Sure.
Like I said, I met him at the album signing by accident. I didn't even know he was gonna be there.
My thing is this, man. I mean, if we talking about the albums that dropped that year, definitely was a hard album. But y'all not gonna tell me it can't like Redemption can't compete with Victory Lap. We're not gonna make that statement up here.
I'm gonna make this statement. For that year and probably years before it, nothing competed with Victory Lap.
I'll tell you this: Victory Lap is gonna be where DMX is. What is that? Hell is Hot? No. What was the first DMX album? The first DMX. Shit. I got the vinyl over there.
It's Darker Sons.
Okay, exactly. That's where I put Victory Lap. It's always gonna be a classic. It's always gonna be something you can ride to, smoke to, listen to.
I think you can put that there, and that's a certain tier.
But at that point in time when that album dropped, you had other artists come out. When did Meek drop? Was that the end of last year?
It was the end of last year.
However, I do listen.
I did kind of want to know what that album was going to sound like, the Nip and Meek album, because they were supposed to do a joint project.
Championship.
I think it's already done, and Meek not saying nothing. It's not all the way done, but they got at least.
Bro, I'm not
And
going
of
to
course,
lie,
whatever
bro.
Nip got,
I feel like if they have a whole album together, I feel like it's going to be a whole project of them telling me I'm broke and I just need to grind.
Facts. Broke ass nigga, get your money up.
And here's where
Grind, yo.
Here's where it's gonna be different. Here's where it's gonna be different. And you and I spoke about this in the car the other day. It's about what you read off the music. On Nip's Victory Lap, he was bragging about all the money he was making.
Yeah, but he gave you motivation for it. It's different.
However, it influenced me to get money. It didn't
Exactly.
tell me I'm broke and this is where I'm stuck at.
No.
It told me I'm broke and I better get up on my ass and this
Get
is
this
why
money.
they follow me, huh? Because they think I know the way. Like, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're exactly right. We was listening to you and I can do that too because you was a regular dude.
That's
Yeah.
that nigga's Bible, bro. Victory Lap is that nigga's Bible.
It is.
Man, listen,
It is.
So Victory Lap, and I'm gonna say this, and I say this with no hesitation in none of my speech, and I don't care if somebody thinks they take offensive to it or whatever the case might be. Victory Lap is in the tier of Reasonable Doubt, Illmatic,
Yes, sir.
and the albums that you would put on Ready to Die. You can put it on that. We can't just
I'll
say,
put that-
dudes
yeah.
of my age can't just say,
that's fine,
we
yeah.
can't just hold that and say, oh, no, because Ready to Die is Biggie. No, because Illmatic is Nas. No, because Reasonable Doubt is Jay. No, you can't say that. Because this Victory Lap album, it embodied, he was obviously,
He's
he's
to put it on that, like, at the end of the day, man.
Like, who else
Before that,
on-
it was hard. It was already album of the year, class of the year, but now it's like the impact of his, all of it was even bigger than Biggie.
And then
Right?
It's the same shit
I'm
that
keeping
Pop.
it a
again,
man,
I'll
dude.
say this too. Let me say this.
Who
next.
on the
social media,
who
the
on
way
the
that
West Coast
things
did they
are,
have like that East Coast have like a J?
Facts.
Nip is the closest thing.
So, like,
100% facts.
And even with
I'll
the
give you
gangs
that.
and even being Muslim and all of his impact is so dynamic.
It
You see
is.
what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Street and kids and it's
Like-
bigger than that was a beef and all of that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Not cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the real impact and
Shout out to
legacy is
Nipsey Hussle
huge.
Square. They
Like you
they
said,
changed the
gave
name
information
for
to
him and
get
all
to
that.
Yeah.
Bitcoin,
So I say this.
all kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So
All that's facts. You and I have had these discussions already. But I also say, and again, this is no disrespect or not anybody, but Nip's death is the biggest death to ever happen in hip hop.
yeah.
Listen, and we don't have to quantify somebody's death. You don't have to do that.
It's
However,
about
because
culture.
we're in it, because
It's
it's
about
culture.
culture.
Right. It was a big. I was there. You was there. I remember
Okay.
the moment when they announced that. I remember
Right.
the school bus that I was sitting on when Christine Herndon, who shout out to her,
in Virginia.
she
Oh,
was
yeah.
in Virginia, but
Yeah.
she was from Queens.
Right.
I'm sorry if you know her from Queens, but she's from New York City. And she got on the bus and said, "Yo,
Reggie,
y'all here?" Reggie and
sister,
all them, yeah,
cousin,
they got on the bus. I
whatever.
remember that
She's
moment
funny
when
as
she
shit.
told us Biggie died. I remember the moment when Pop died.
I do too.
Yeah.
Two of the things leading up to that, you understand that Pop was wild, reckless. So when he died, it was like, oh man, I can't say totally I didn't see that coming.
Right.
When Big died after Pop.
Yeah.
So after Pop died, it was really like a ticking time bomb. Like, okay,
For
when
Big, yeah.
Big, you better like.
Yeah.
Put your vest
And then
on.
when he said going back to Cali,
Yeah,
Went back to Cali.
Yeah,
There it
all right,
goes.
nigga, cross the line.
There it goes, right?
Facts.
So when Nip died, it was like,
Out
what?
of nowhere, we was at the event, like, yo.
It was like, what? No, like that joint came out of nowhere.
I was literally about to post on Instagram. And the first thing I see, Nip just got shot. What? 30
I
minutes
was
later,
watching.
Nip
I was
passed.
watching All Star. Like I don't know if y'all seen All Star. I watched that shit on Netflix. and it was a little soft part. Nigga Quan, shout out Aquan. Motherfucker hit me up. He was like, yo, you heard the news?
Right now.
I said, no, what you talking about? Your boy Nip got shot. No, he said Nip was dead. I didn't even get the notice that Nip got shot.
Yeah.
It was just Nip dead.
Yeah.
I said,
That's how I got.
bro, what the fuck, bro? So I'm doing my research and shit. That shit definitely hit hard. Before we get out of here, I know we was talking about like the music and all this other joint. We seen a video from Joyner Lucas that dropped today. I do want to get y'all piece on that. Did you run into Joyner Lucas? Devil's Work. Well, I'll play it for you once we all seen. But that shit go hard. Like that shit go hard. That shit go hard. I don't even know what to say about it, but the shit he's saying in that track is all facts. Yeah, it's all facts. Give me my nigga Pac back. Take that nigga Trump. No, take that nigga Suge.
That's what he said. Give us back Pac, take Suge. He said give us Biggie, Pun, Triple X, take Trump. He a bigger threat.
Yeah, yo.
He you know, Joyner definitely did something on that record that's very special, and people not gonna catch it yet. It's gonna be a minute or two before people have seen it.
They was blowing up. That's how I found out they were blowing it up.
I think it's blowing up because of the visuals and the images, and not obviously.
I feel like that's how he
drops.
That's how he drops.
When he drop music, it's a visual there. It ain't gonna be just a song.
I just don't know that people are gonna grasp everything. I guess that we grasp out of it, and that people like us, that's from this cloth, got from it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, it's a hot record. It was my first time hearing it when you let me hear it, and I sat still and I listened to it. You know what I mean? Gave it its proper respect that I want an artist to give, me or a listener to give me, and the joint was solid top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? I could be critical and say, that bar didn't need to be there and all that, but that's disrespectful. Everything in the song, top to bottom.
My question about the song, because I always bring controversy and shit. That's just what I do on this fucking podcast.
Let's do it.
That bullshit.
Yo,
Let's do it.
Is it just me or did that shit sound like Meek Mill? Did you get a feel of Meek? I was telling him while you were listening, but I was whispering in Poe's ear because Poe posted it up.
He had some ad libs that were similar, but it's the.
I feel like it's still generic ad libs. Be known for doing it, but they're generic ad libs.
Yeah.
But did it? If you didn't know it was Joyner Lucas,
nah.
And motherfuckers just said, "Oh, this the new track," boom. Niggas, I wouldn't have thought like, "Hey, yo, Meek been turning shit up." You know what I'm saying?
He has. Shout out to Meek.
I wouldn't.
I'm not even a Meek fan.
No, I wouldn't have thought that.
You wouldn't? Okay.
Nah.
All right.
Nah, me either.
That was just my 2 cents on it.
I just feel like that, but those ad libs on that type of beat, I can see why I give you a Meek feel. Because the build up to the drop and everything is very similar to Lord Knows and Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmares, yeah.
I mean, as artists, we all influence each other. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean?
And I'm kind of tired of that, man. And I'm not trying to bring beef or nothing, but Drake just won 12 awards from Billboard.
What award show? That was Billboard?
Billboard Awards.
Which
I don't care.
We was praising Billboard, but we were young.
Yeah,
what you say? Like, is you dumb?
Yeah, facts.
6ix9ine had a run through Billboard that was.
But my thing is this. He shouted out, like, we from the era of, you roll with your clique. You don't roll with other rappers I just fucking hate Drake, man. I fucking hate he's a fucking culture vulture. I fucking hate Drake.
As much as people say they hate Drake, I feel like
I'm not gonna never knock what he does.
No,
That's one thing I'm not gonna do.
I'm just saying, like,
my personal opinion is this nigga's a culture vulture, and that nigga, like, I don't like the good guy.
I feel like there's a lot of
I like
people.
niggas with attitude. That's why Batman's all over Marvel. I don't fucking like Superman. I don't fucking like Captain America. I like niggas with attitude. I like niggas that want to walk on their own and say, "Dog,
All I'm gonna say
you
is-
nice."
So it
but
don't.
guess what?
I'm gonna say,
So it don't matter what we say about Drake. It ain't no need because he not buying into that. He already.
But see, wait. You told me.
respect that.
You told me. Hold on. Time out. You told me, and this is where you can get your promotion off. We're gonna end on that.
Sure.
But you told me that you got a track coming out soon with Joy Ortiz. Joel.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you came out and you said, "Yo, he tried to wash me." That was your words.
That's what
right?
he does.
That was your words, right?
That's
You
what
said
you
you
all done.
wait, Roz.
You heard the track, right?
He went crazy.
Now, my thing is, I
what Joel
look at hip hop as a sport. This is competition, and anytime, this is why I love Kendrick, and not because of the control verse. I call Kendrick Lamar the legend killer because any track he gets on, he done got on a track with Eminem, got on a track with Wayne, and got on a track with Jay, and was pissed. He was pissed. He was pissed when they. I don't know if y'all know the story behind swimming pool remix.
That's why that third verse he kills.
They said, and you know why?
That wasn't swimming
because
pool,
swimming pool.
Yeah,
swimming
Up
pool.
in the clouds.
Yeah. Swimming pools?
Yeah.
Yo, Kendrick didn't even know Jay wrote to that. They sent him that beat. Jay
and gave it back to him.
They literally just played it for Kendrick. And that's why if you go back and listen to that song, listen to the aggression in his voice. Listen to the
aggression.
Yo, he was pissed off, and that's why I love Kendrick Lamar today, because he brings competition to this sport. And I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with the young boy from Dreamville, J.I.D. I fuck with him. I don't like the fact that he sounds like Kendrick Lamar. That's only my personal opinion. That's how I feel. But my thing is this. He said, the young boy J.I.D. said, yo, we can compete with them niggas from TDE. Let it happen. Make it happen. I just want to fucking, if I'm not going to get Kendrick and J. Cole collab album, give me a Dreamville versus TDE. I will be satisfied.
Okay.
But that's where I'm at with hip hop. And I don't like the good guy Samaritan that Drake persuades. Like, I understand that you beef with niggas, but at the end of the day, it was like, hey, stop picking on these niggas. Like, he's the guy that's like, he's not the bully, but he's the guy that's like, hey, that's my man's.
He bodied me.
He did, but
that back-to-back
joint,
I ain't even right.
He did.
I didn't want to even go there, but the back-to-back joint.
Energy for Joe. Where was that energy for Joe Budden? Joe Budden killed Drake. Killed him 3 times.
He danced on Joe Budden.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
No, he ran from Joe Budden because one thing about Joe Budden about Drake that I can say is he picks his battles. That's one thing I can say, and that's a whole nigga move.
It's war though, bro.
It's war. The nigga didn't respond.
No.
He did, sort of.
Pump it up. You let him turn me in a nigga that you almost was. Like, he
shit so light, bro.
That one line gave him
that shit is so weak.
No. What the music did.
But it was
what
enough.
The music did. It was enough. Get out of here. Go play somewhere. I'm busy.
What Cash should have did the ball.
Yeah, like Twinkle Toes. Go play somewhere. I'm busy.
Yeah, go play somewhere.
I'm back over here. I'm gonna go deal with me because he's. I'm
gonna throw this out here. Hate it or love it. I feel like the Drake and Meek thing is Kendrick and LL all over again. I feel like Drake won because he was the bigger artist.
I feel that way too.
To an extent, but no, let me disagree because Meek actually had a leg to stand on. If Meek would have responded, Meek could have actually responded with all that tough guy talk, told Drake, I'll smack the shit out you, all of that shit.
He was too caught up in what Drake was doing.
He was too caught up in and not only that, because Meek at the time, and he'll say this to you too, he was paying attention to a lot of social media stuff. They took his phone from him. He said his team took his phone from him and took his password stuff from him. So he's paying attention, and when you're paying attention to what we're saying, of course, people say a whole bunch of different things, and a lot of people were saying, well, the only thing he really can say is, he'll beat him up and stuff like that, but we want to hear you rap.
Okay, and I feel that.
No, but I said, the one diss
all he had to do was come back on that tough shit
the
rap like he can rap.
The diss he put out, the one diss he did put out, had a lot of him just talking and like no other shit in it, but the couple bars he did spit, I feel like were overlooked.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Pusha T and Drake.
Now, if he had did a whole song, the way he started off,
who won that?
Push.
Okay.
Easy.
Once again, fucking Culture Vulture thought he had a fucking easy ass fight.
And then when Brooke came back in the second round,
fucking mouth and went running down the street.
Let me say this, and I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but I'm going to defend him at this point. Pusha, at that time, you couldn't really beat him because his following and his avenue of people was not going to sway away from who Pusha
Shout out Virginia.
Shout out Virginia. Man. He what they
such as a core following.
No,
yeah,
but
Drake has the masses.
Yeah, but after the okay, so it looked like okay, let's say,
And push a one.
let's say you,
Sure,
let's say you slap me, but you his man's. Now I'm gonna spend the rest of the year beating his ass. That's what he did.
That's what he did.
My thing is this, and I'm not even about to use that perspective, but when it's between homies, I'm not getting involved. And I say that because I really feel that Jay Prince had no right to step in between what hip hop needed. What?
Well, he had the right.
No, I don't care about none of that.
The right
I don't care about none of that. Listen, you're stealing from hip hop.
I didn't want him to do
You're
it.
stealing from hip hop. You're stealing from us.
No,
Give the
did.
fans what they
He
want.
made an OG
If you got
decision.
some
He
shit,
do something we
if
don't
you got some shit that can kill his career, then kill his fucking career. Look what LL did to cannabis. Kill his fucking career.
I feel like
careers and families
cannabis
and all
lost
that.
because he was.
It don't matter.
Yes,
It's
yes.
rap beef,
Come
right?
on, man.
But that's the era we
But
from.
that's the
For
truth.
Savage to tell you to chill.
So let
For
yeah.
Savage to tell you to chill.
So let me say this, because at the same time, and this is why I feel definitely both sides of the coin, you do have to expect that when you go into battle. Everything is off, nothing's off limits.
Look what we just said is the best. Period. We just said no Vaseline is the best. He went all the way across the
That was
line.
personal also, remember? Homies.
And let me say this
Why he
about
was-
let me say this about
but
Jay
then
Nas.
once he put out about his kid. What I'm just saying, once he put that out and Drake really felt the way, and Drake really felt the way, it's time to go all the way
Let me
personal.
say this about Jay and Nas, because the best diss record that Jay dropped at that time was not Takeover, it was Super Ugly. Super Ugly, in my opinion, was a better diss record for Nas. It was a little more personal. He spoke on some things that was personal, right?
Really?
And not only that, and Takeover was really one verse for Nas.
Takeover was just a throw out to what was going on.
Yeah,
you
but
know
it's-
the response to the ether was that one HOVA.
About to wrap
Don't
up.
be afraid.
Yeah,
that
and then
smoked it. Keep
but
it
then
down.
after that, Nas's last
He just
real
didn't get no light.
alive, right?
Mhm.
On the G-Sun album.
Yo, we ain't even speak on my nigga 50.
It was just talking what they was talking. So anyways,
that shit was
that's
cold. That beef right
You
there
know,
was just the realest.
What
but that just meant
Yeah,
no,
that's
it
what
wasn't
I'm
the
saying.
realest beef, man. The best beef ever, man, was Jay and Nas, man. The best thing
I don't
for
know.
hip hop. Two kings of hip
My
hop.
my favorite beef is always gonna be Game and 50. That's just my favorite.
And
I'm not saying
that shit was
Yeah,
entertaining.
yeah,
That was
50 and
entertaining.
Ross was entertaining.
Who?
50 and Ross.
50 and Ross was
I don't think so.
That's
I-
no. If you
Well, hold on.
look outside of the music,
Wait,
it was
wait,
first.
but wasn't that the same time that Kiss and Joe came at 50?
No, that's when Ross was doing
No,
the con.
wait a second.
and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, but didn't.
Yeah, he was speaking with the locks and all of them at that time. So.
Second greatest rap beef ever, and it might be the first. Beans and Kiss.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Beans and Kiss was one of
Top
the
three.
Which is so crazy because Beans said, he said, I could have been the fourth member of the Lux, but I went with Jigga.
Wait, now come on. Can I fuck with hip hop? Can I fuck with hip hop?
Sure.
Because we not gonna forget, and I know you niggas gonna be like, oh, P, you went there. But we can't forget about LL and Kumo D. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was classic. I'm sorry. No, fuck that. Nigga, I'm on my bullshit. That shit was fucking classic, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, just growing up,
Yeah,
yes, I know my shit. So we could,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm gonna fuck with you heavy, pause.
Yeah.
Because I can rock with you any day of the hour. Like, I
Right,
rock with
my
you.
nigga.
But, go ahead, run your shit. Let everybody know where they can find you.
So of course, Rise Rashid, you can find me everywhere. You know, we talked about it last time, but it's a new day. Rise Rashid, everything. Rise, just like the sun does. Rise, R-I-S-E, Rashid, R-A-S-H-I-D. Find that everywhere, everything. Microphone Ali, Microphone Jackson, Microphone X, Microphone Jordan, all those albums and mixtape. Get those. Working on a new project right now, as you heard my brother say. Joel Ortiz is featured on the album right now. Siegel is featured on the album. There's definitely a whole lot of, the features is cool, but some of the solo tracks is the best songs on the album. It's hot. I'm not putting the title out there yet. I'm not putting, because marketing the way we're gonna do it. You'll see that. But follow me on everything from Instagram to YouTube to Apple Music to Tidal and everything that you do. Rise Rashid, man. Follow on
Other words, he kicking in the motherfucking door, you
I'm
niggas.
kicking in the door. Another thing, let me say this before we close. I've been real nice to people for the last 5 years. The microphone albums was the microphone albums was cool.
Give them the energy, bro.
And the microphone albums was cool, and there's some people
Talk
there's
that
some people that
bullshit.
label at least one of them a classic, right? You feel me?
I got 3.
It's exactly what I'm saying. So
plug yourself too, big bro. Don't sneak out on me. Plug yourself.
but I was being nice. I'm actually gonna get up out the seat and give my brother the spot and give him headphones. I want him to do that because I want him to see the hand and all of that. But Rashid, follow my shit, bro.
I ain't gonna like just one. I don't need all of that. Falous
Just-
viral. FALOOS. Viral. You should know how to spell viral. Not Google it. That's it on everything. I'm coming. All of that.
Say your name one more time, just to be clear, right here in the
Falous
camera.
viral. Everything. All that's coming, man. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna have my man up here. We're gonna give him his episode. That's what y'all was saying in the background. He New York bias. I can feel his energy. But we gonna have that conversation.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
He is the most least. He sat in my car yesterday. We was on call all day. Playing a bunch of Future. I don't listen to Future.
I don't listen to Future.
Right.
He sat there playing all this Future. He's on.
We ain't never gonna know what you're gonna get.
Hey, tell the camera.
What you gonna talk about? Like you said, I'm gonna get an episode. I'm coming.
Hey, he coming.
Just listen to the
Hey, man, it's your boy Trendsetter Press, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in on that bullshit. Y'all know what to do. Share this shit, like this shit, listen to shit. For the YouTubers, share this shit, like this shit, watch that shit. We out. You hear me?